Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Canal Algérie's nightly news. To the headlines. On the 61st anniversary of Independence and Youth Day, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, pays tribute to the martyrs of the glorious Revolution War. On the same occasion, the head of state visits several provinces or wilayas, namely Algiers, Tipaza and Boumerdès, where he lays the foundation stone for the seawater desaltation stations in Cap Donet and Fouca and praises the Algerian competencies behind these achievements. More than 14,000 new housing units in the capital Algiers, and the President of the Republic confirmed the continuation of these efforts for the construction of housing projects until the final elimination of the housing crisis. The burn center in Ziralda, a new medical edifice equipped with modern equipment to ensure taking care of the patients in the best conditions. And for the first time in Algeria, the new media city bearing the name Zaire Media City to ensure the best professional atmosphere for media personnel. On the occasion of the commemoration of the 61st anniversary of Independence Day, the President of the Republic, Commander of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, chairs a ceremony at the National Army Circle of Nemesis, where he was welcomed by Army General Saïd Chengrih. Welcome again. Algeria celebrates Independence Day and Youth Day on the 5th of July, a brand new Algeria with achievements at all levels and in all sectors, a new era of stability based on development and prosperity. On this occasion, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, visited the Martyrs' Sanctuary in memory of the martyrs of the Great Revolution. The head of state was welcomed by the President of the Council of the Nation, Saleh Goudjil, the President of the National People's Assembly, Brahim Boughali, the Prime Minister, Ayman bin Abdurrahman, the President of the Constitutional Court, Omar Belhaj, Major General of the People's National Army, Saïd Chengrih, Principal Private Secretary of Presidency, Mohamed El-Nadir El-Arbawi, State Minister Advisor to the President of the Republic, Abdelaziz Khalaf, government officials, in addition to the President of the Higher Council of Youth, Mustafa Hidawi, and President of the National Civil Society Observatory, Noureddin bin Brahim. And recited Al-Fatiha, or the opening chapter of the Holy Quran, in memory of our valiant Shuhada or martyrs. As part of the celebrations of the 61st anniversary of Independence and Youth Day, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, made an inspection visit where he inquired about the realization of several projects such as seawater desalination plants. This visit included Algiers, Tipaza and Boumerdas provinces. Rania Al-Bahri with the details.
The first stop of the President of the Republic during these visits, accompanied by the Army General Said Shangriha, Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, at Cap Jannat in Boumerdas province. After listening to the national anthem, the head of state greeted members of the government and local civil and military authorities of the province who came to welcome him. After that, a detailed presentation on the project presented by the President and Director General of Sonatrach Group, Tawfiq Hakar, was made, in which he highlighted the state's efforts to launch the emergency program for seawater desalination plants. This emergency supplementary program includes the launch of 5 stations in Boumerdas, Taraf, Bjaya, Tipaza and Oran provinces. The production capacity will reach more than 1 million cubic meters of water per day. The President of the Republic praised the efforts of the executives of all Algerian institutions, especially Sonatrach and Sonalgas companies, who concretized the project of the urgent program for seawater desalination, praising also the efforts of some ministerial sectors to make seawater desalination plants 100% Algerian and further qualifying it as a source of pride. The President of the Republic appreciated the efforts of the Ministry of Higher Education, which opened new scientific specialties in the field of seawater desalination, and confirmed also that Algeria has reached record numbers in terms of providing the population with drinking water supply compared to what is proposed by the World Health Organization in this field. On the other hand, the President of the Republic called on the need for the realization of seawater desalination plants in Azafun and Tigzirt municipalities in Tizi Ouzou province. He also reiterated that Boumerdas province has become a pioneer in the agricultural sector and called on for the use of treated water in the agricultural irrigation. The President of the Republic affirmed that the project of diverting water from Insaleh to Tamnaraset at a distance of 750 kilometers is a source of pride to Algeria, and that this approach must be continued. After that, the President of the Republic laid the foundation stone for the completion of this huge project, which has a production capacity of 300,000 cubic meters per day. A vital project that would meet the daily needs of more than 3 million citizens of drinking water supply in the various municipalities of Boumerdas province and even its neighboring regions.
The President of the Republic also paid a visit to Fouka in Tipaza province, where he listened to a detailed presentation on the seawater desalination plant project and laid its foundation stone. He hailed later on the Algerian competences leading this project. Report by Sabrin Tafrginit.
The seawater desalination plant in Fouka was the second stop for the President of the Republic, where he laid the foundation stone and listened to a detailed presentation of this vital project. Comprising 6 units, this plant will have a production capacity of 300,000 cubic meters per day, covering by that drinking water needs of the western part of the capital and several municipalities of Blida province. In this context, the president praised Algerian skills for carrying out a project of this kind, revealing that tax exemptions of up to 80% had been granted to companies operating in the field of seawater desalination for the next finance law. Furthermore, the president affirmed that Algerian executives are capable of meeting the challenges of implementing, managing and Algerianizing seawater desalination projects. He also asserted the necessity to continue deploying efforts dedicated to the exportation of purified water. The head of state revealed that in 2021, groups with ill-intentioned plans tried to hinder the constructions of these stations and called on for tighter control and the implementation of a stronger permanent system to preserve these infrastructures. At the end, the president gave instructions with the aim to remove flood damage in the port within 2 weeks for the benefit of citizens and small-scale fishermen.
One of the projects inaugurated by the President of the Republic on this occasion in the capital Algiers is the Great Burns Center, a big medical facility that sits on a total area of 72,000 square meters and has a capacity of 144 beds and equipped with the latest medical equipment. Report by Rania Al-Bahri.
The health sector was within the program of the President of the Republic, where he supervised the inauguration of the major burns hospital in Zeralda municipality, which bears the name of the late Mujahid Dr. Saad Shiban. The Great Burns Hospital is considered a medical facility equipped with the latest medical means and equipment, which guarantees the medical and health care necessary to take care of critical and urgent burn cases. It has a capacity of 140 beds, and it is supervised by qualified medical and administrative staff. The President of the Republic affirmed that he committed himself during the fires that Algeria witnessed in 2022 to build a large hospital for burns. And here is the commitment embodied today in reality. The President of the Republic called on those in charge of the hospital to make a twinning contract with one of the largest European hospitals in order to exchange experiences in the field. The President of the Republic called for signing a permanent agreement between the hospital, civil defense and the Ministry of Interior to take care of patients of urgent cases. The President of the Republic stressed that it is necessary to think from today about conducting studies to expand the hospital if there is an urgent need for that, and that the doctor is the cornerstone for the hospital. The President of the Republic directed the necessity of adopting a unified color for the bedspread of all hospitals in the country.
Another stop for the President of the Republic was in Douira and Rahmaniya municipalities, where he laid the foundation stone for new housing units and inspected several projects, and this in the presence of several officials, including the Minister of Housing, Urban Planning and the city.
The housing sector was also included in the visit of the President of the Republic. A stop dedicated to the inspection of housing projects of the capital Algiers was carried out in the presence of the housing minister, state and local authorities alongside officials of the housing ministry. The stop was at the 20 neighborhood in Douira municipality, where a detailed presentation on housing projects throughout the country was given by the general manager of AADL housing units, Faisal Zitouni, during which he affirmed that these projects are proceeding at an accelerated pace. Later on, the President laid the foundation stone of the construction of 40,442 housing units in Algiers as part of the AADL program, including 10,670 units in 5 neighborhoods in the municipality of Rahmaniya and Douira. After that, the President gave the green signal for large machines responsible for the construction of this big project. On this occasion, the President hailed Algeria's efforts deployed in this sector, as no other state is doing what Algeria is doing in the housing sector. He also highlighted the fact that the benefitors from the housing units include the youth, since the ones who benefited from AADL 2013 were people with an age of 60 years old. The President confirmed that the new city Sidi Abdullah has all the necessary social facilities for adequate living conditions and that the building materials are 100% Algerian. At the end, the President hailed the efforts of the Housing Ministry aiming to digitize this sector while emphasizing the need to upgrade this sector to get rid of the housing issue.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, also laid the first stone for the new Media City, Zaire Media City project in Ouled Fayed in Algiers province. More with Yassine Hamdi.
The President's next step was Ouled Fayed, where he inspected Zaire Media City. On site, The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, led the first stone of the project to realize the new media city, Zaire Media City in Ouled Fayet in Algiers province, which will cover an area of 74 hectares. Zaire Media City will contain a zone for media, filming studio, a village for artists, an area for teaching and research, as well as multi-service zone. The zone dedicated for media will host the headquarters of the EPTV, the establishment of the public television, Algeria Press Service Agency, as well as the establishment of public broadcast, National Enterprise of Communication, Edition and Publicity, Algerian Radio, and the channel Al24 News. The President of the Republic highlighted the importance of a press house headquarters that should be settled inside this new media city. He underlined on the necessity of a building dedicated to electronic press that can contain 50 press organs. The President of the Republic talked about the possibility for public and private written press to rent areas within Zaire Media City. The President of the Republic expressed his interest for the completion of this project in the deadline set. He also focused on the importance of structures for different services and the using of renewable energies. He also reiterated the necessity of facilities for entertainment and leisure in Zaire Media City.
On the occasion of the commemoration of the 61st anniversary of Independence Day and the recovering of national sovereignty, the President of the Republic, Commander of the Armed Forces, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, chaired on Wednesday a ceremony at the National Army Circle of Nemesis in Algiers in honor of senior executives of the People's National Army, including workers and retirees, in the presence of a number of high-ranking officials in the state and guests of Algeria, friends of the Algerian Revolution. The President of the Republic was received at the entrance of the National Army Circle by Army General Saïd Chengriha, Chief of Staff of the People's National Army. The ceremony, which falls within the framework of an ancient tradition of the People's National Army, which aims to value our various glorious historical stations and to commemorate the souls of our righteous martyrs, was attended by the Speaker of the Council of the Nation, the Speaker of the National People's Assembly, the President of the Constitutional Court, the Prime Minister, and members of the government, as well as General Ben Ali, Commander of the Republican Guards, Secretary General of the Ministry of National Defense, commanders of the forces, Commander of the National Gendarmerie, heads of departments, directors and heads of central departments of the Ministry of National Defense, and staff of the People's National Army, in addition to senior state officials, national figures, and war veterans. During this ceremony, the attendees listened to the national anthem performed by the band of the Republican Guard. Then watch a documentary titled Algeria, Challenges and Victories, produced by the Directorate of Information and Communication of the People's National Army, before visiting a photo exhibition that recounts the various stages of the glorious liberation revolution since its outbreak until independence. The ceremony concluded with festivities using fireworks to commemorate the occasion.
الجيش الوطني الشعبي سليل جيش التحرير الوطني، وما بلغه اليوم من مستويات رفيعة من حيث الأداء العملياتي، فإن هذا لا يثنيه ولا ينقص من وتيرة العمل، لأن الجاهزية تستلزم يقينا العمل المستمر والمتواصل، فاستمرارية التحضير مبدأ ثابت وراسخ يطبع أعمال ونشاطات قواتنا المسلحة في كل الظروف وعلى كل الجبهات.
The kickoff ceremony of the 15th edition of the Arab Sports Games took place in the capital Algiers at the Olympic complex Mohammed Boudiaf in the presence of the Premier Ayman bin Abdurrahman, government officials, and a number of Algeria's guests from many countries and organizations.
الرياضة فبالرياضة نرتقي.
Prepare to welcome the participants who have come together to compete.
The proceedings of the ministerial meeting of the non-aligned movement kicked off on Wednesday in Baku, the capital of the current chair of the movement, Azerbaijan, under the theme "The Non-Aligned Movement, United and Unshakable in Confronting Emerging Challenges." Tasked by the President of the Republic, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the National Community Abroad, Ahmed Attaf, took part in the meeting. In a speech on the occasion, Attaf confirmed the necessity to respect the international norms, rules, and principles for a safe, peaceful, and beneficial life for all. The foreign minister also took part in the ministerial meeting of the non-aligned movement on Palestine, where he affirmed that this meeting is an opportunity to renew the non-aligned movement's position in support of the Palestinian people and to coordinate and unify the efforts to end colonialism from the Palestinian lands. And with that, we reach the end of tonight's bulletin. Happy Independence Day. Good night.